Oh yeah, it's your boy Simeon, aka Simeon TV, in the building once again, live with the sauce, live on Facebook Live. Man, I'm just live everywhere, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I don't know, it's something about just being live and being alive at the same time. It just do something to me. You know what I'm saying? It just do something to me. So, again, this show is just for your needs only, for your purposes only. I need all of you guys that is tuning in right now to hashtag this Simeon TV Live. You can share it, you can tag it, whatever you have to do, you know, to make sure that the sauce is right in your life. You know, shout out to everybody that's coming in on live right now. You know, Tasha in the building, Jessica, Anthony, what's going down? I'm glad to see everybody doing good. Everybody's quarantining the best they can. You know. Okay, Jessica says we bored, entertain us. Well, I definitely got an entertaining show for y'all that's coming in. Everybody's joining in live right now. Who knows what I'll be doing. But I do got a couple things that I'm going to express and share and show. Because, you know, these are things that I don't know. I feel like they matter. So, you know, why not talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Deja, Facebook Live, what's going on? How you doing? And my viewers at home right now listening audibly, appreciate you. Thank you for your love and support. Over 300 downloads earlier ago. So I'm excited to know how, you know, the more I do these, the more shows I put on. I mean, I kind of don't like calling it a podcast only. You know, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, a podcast is a podcast, but I call it a show because, you know, it's got to be entertaining. When you watch it, when you think of a show, think about it. You go to a concert, let's say your favorite artist, right? You know, and it's not even entertaining. Like, they didn't put on a show for you. You know what I'm saying? So I call these shows. But yeah, anyway, so a little bit about me. My name is Simeon, last name Robinson. 28 years old, single, you know, for the ladies out there. And I've done a lot of things. I'm an artist, music, not really rapping since, but, you know, I do like singing more so than rapping. Modeling, I said that. And then, of course, you know, motivational speaking, hosting events. That's another one. Like, I love being an MC. I love hosting. You know, I'm kind of a cool guy. I'm chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do say and speak my mind. Most people, you know, sometimes disagree with some of the things that I say, but the reason how I've been able to kind of build, you know, the brand that I have is, you know, just being able just to say what's on my mind and not care what people think, you know. I think all of us got that in us, you know what I'm saying? So if we all just kind of learn to express it in a way that isn't going to just straight up kill somebody, then I think that we good, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I like to play basketball, you know, I like to, you know, I just like to travel and go places and be where it's happening at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a people person, to the highest degree, to the highest magnitude. One of the best ways to depress me is to not put me around people. So as I'm going through this quarantining right now, this is so tough because I have to be around people. Is there anybody else out there that got to be around people or is an extrovert in any kind of way? You know what I'm saying? Because only people who are extroverts know that this is hard, right? If you're an introvert, then you Gucci. You feel me? You can just stay at home. You can read books. You know, you recharge by not being around the charges of others. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you're an extrovert, it's like you kind of, you live off the charge of others. So, you know, I'm oftentimes just like walking around the house, you know, just like head low. You know, I have to go on YouTube a lot and, you just watch things that uplift me, keep me motivated, or even keep my mind on things that's other than what I could think about because I'm just that bored. You know what I'm saying? I think we all use social media for that. But what I've been discovering, though, I think in all this, as as I don't even know how I'm leading into this, but as I'm learning about myself, like reading books is important. You want to start, you know, not only reading books, but putting your dreams into organized, instead of it being an organized chaos. Like you're actually organized planning it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're putting a plan and you're organizing, dreams or visions or goals that you may have had, prior to all this is happening. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I'm kind of classic. Long walks is cool. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like going to the beach. And I just like being in places where, like I said, it's happening at. And anything I can do to pretty much be creative, I think that's the realm and atmosphere that I would rather be in at all times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so first segment that I got that I wanted to bring up because it's been a big talk. It's been like the big talk. Like I'm talking about in my household and on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Places where obviously you get your mediums from and whatnot. But this stimulus bill, this stimulus check that we all supposed to get. Oh my God, we supposed to get $1,200. Girls, you geek. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, like $1,200 is $1,200. I mean, nowadays that could be almost like $3,000 to us. Depending on the L's you took because of this whole virus. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Donald Trump signed. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Those that's listening right now. I don't know how you feel about the bill. I mean, are you excited about the $1,200? I mean, are you ready for the $1,200? What came to your mind once when you knew you was getting $1,200? Now, don't get me wrong. This package and these not restitution. I mean, you could call it restitution, I guess. Well, these release checks, if you will, come with certain stipulations. Like if you make over a certain amount, you know what I'm saying, then you already know you're not gonna necessarily get the full 1,200. You know what I'm saying? Like look at it as like when you're applying for government assistance, they normally vary your distribution. They distribute your money to you based upon your income, right? So same thing with this. So now apparently, hold on, I was just reading on here. Let me see if I can pull it up. But apparently, the only way you are going to get the $1,200 check is if you make under $75,000 a year. Like if you make under $75,000 a year, you're guaranteed $1,200 off the top. So if you out there and you make under $75,000 a year, you get $1,200, right? And then the rest pretty much goes down from there. I think like if you anything under $200,000 a year, you get a check. You get something from the government. If you make over $200,000 a year, then you get absolutely nothing. And then and also if you're a married couple, I believe it only applies to married couples. But if you're a married couple, then if both of you guys if you guys both make $2,400 together a year or a month, then you get a stipend as well. So I just want to know how y'all feel about it. Like, do you think that this is really just going to be free money? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this going to be, apparently it's not taxed either. Like, this is all untaxed money, and you don't have to pay this money back, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't have to pay it back either as well. Okay. Jessica Smith on Facebook Live says it's not optional. So regardless if you want it or not, if you meet the requirements, you'll still get it. Many people are saying they will put it in the stock market and pull out all but the gains during 2020 tax season. Okay, so some people is going to use it for they business ventures, stocks, forex trading. You'll get less of a refund. Yeah, so I heard that too. That shoot, this stipend is gonna come out of your refund check next year. I just don't think that it's just free money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah, I just don't think it's free money. I think that this money comes with something that we will have to pay back later in the future. Um, However, it is money that is right now. So it's like, okay, so what is your goals? Like, what is your plans? How do you see yourself investing this new amount of money that's going to come into your account at any moment at this point? You know what I'm saying? They're saying that's supposed to come in the beginning of April, it's supposed to come in the middle of April, or in the latter part of April. So really, technically April. So Corey Syphax is going down. Facebook Live, what's going on? Which you got a new album, by the way, which I need to know how I can work that out. Get that played on here. But how are you planning on investing your new income that's going to come in? I'm a little sketch about it. I'm a little iffy. Like I work hard for everything I got. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how to feel about I just don't know how to feel about getting money just for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things to where, are we supposed to be geek? Because think about it, we can't even leave the house still. So when we get this money, how is we gonna even spend it? You know what I'm saying? Like how are you gonna even spend the money that you want to make, especially if we're quarantined and locked down for, I don't know, 2-3 more months. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to see where. I know you got groceries. People got groceries. People got things they need to buy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to assist them in their household. So I see ways. I see the big end of all this, and the reason why the government even dished out these checks. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just also don't see where normally I'm used to the government wanting a return on their investment in some kind of way. Like, they don't just give to give. You feel me? Sam said it's our money in a sense, so it's responsible thing for any government. It's the responsible thing for any government to do. Facts. If you work in this country, then you deserve a check. Period. If you work in this country, you deserve a check. Now if your cousin from down the way who don't never work, and he always asking people for money, but he somehow always got money too when it comes down for that payback, like maybe people like that not so much, according to what most may agree with me on as far as that. People are still going out too, though. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You got the whole essentials. Like like if you work for an essential, then you pretty much gotta leave the house. But if you don't work for an essential, then it's like, why are you even leaving the house? You know what I'm saying? So, but again, you can't control a whole population of people. Like, that's what the government. That's why the founding fathers even put out the Constitution is in cases where the government could have too much power, we still got some sort of rights against that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see people in our very minimal like state as human beings, just at the minute level of all life, us just following some order that goes against our natural makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're social beings, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we can't always stay following these type of orders for too long. Like, people are gonna go insane. People are gonna go crazy, you know. So people got to get out and get a breath of fresh air. You know, people got to go out and just feel like they can be mobile. I said mobile, mobile. So yeah, like there's positives and negatives to quarantining, of course, and I get it that the biggest thing is, you know, slimming down and trimming down the virus, you know. But I'm just thinking long term, and what is the true reasoning behind a lot of things is what we all need to kind of research on as well. You know, what is the true reason behind all this? So, if you can look past what the media may tell you and do some research for yourself, you'll notice and see a lot of things. Wisco Stones was going down. Jasmine Collins was going down. Facebook Live. Okay, Sam said, if people can't leave the house, it's called opportunity cost in economics. But bro, thanks for going live. It's a good discussion though. Man, appreciate, man, Sam, you to go. I can't wait till you start releasing your podcast, man. I know you got one in you. All right, so that's my views on the stimulus. That's my views on the stimulus. You know, it's not stimulating me, put it that way. It's not stimulating the thought process that I have about it, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna take that check. I'm gonna look at it, you know. I'm gonna stare at it. Probably pull up my phone, get my phone app, right? Go, UW Credit Union, by the way. Anyway, you know, go down the app, find mobile deposit, you know what I'm saying? And I may just go ahead and deposit that check. What I'm going to do with it, y'all see. Y'all will definitely see what I'm going to do with it. All right, so next thing that we got coming up, I'm trying to stay on script and off script at the same time. You know, I got my piece of paper with me. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is, like, this segment, I guess you can call it, is called Back to the Future with Relationships. Whoa. Y'all ever been back to the future? That's crazy. Yeah, if you go back to the future, man, let me know so I can go with you. Look, if you go back to the future, let me know so I can go with you. What's going down, Kiara? Lanisha Obi was going down. Facebook Live. You know, I'm double live today. Shout out Spreaker Studio. You know, I posted a link in the live, so if you want to hear me audibly, you can. If you're driving, if you're on the road right now, you're at home, kids, you know, getting on your nerves, you know, you can use me. It's all good. You can use me. You know, I'm good for a lot of things. But Back to the Future. So I remember a long time ago, you know, back from when my brain could actually, you know, remember the important things of life. That people actually stayed together, you know what I'm saying? People worked it out. You know, people never really gave up easy. Like, you know, basically society was all about unity in these times. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, of course, you skip past a lot of eras and you skip past moments in histories and kind of just how media took a turn and moved around and shook people to start changing their standards and their beliefs on things. So now we see the lack thereof. You know, we see the lack of people staying together. You know, we see the lack of people wanting to stick around. So, you know, going back to the future is basically like, could you bring the future back? Or could you bring the past to the future? you know? Like, think about those people um who for a fact has stuck it out through thick or thin, made it out of plenty quicksands, um, and without dying on that ship that's sinking, they were able to get on boat and still land to the next destination together as a unit, right? So when you think about now, like, is there ever a chance for that type of experience to be available to us? Those that are, under the age of 30, especially. I dream about that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Right? I like being able to know that, oh, yeah, it's my baby right here. Oh, yeah, this is my girl. But I've been saying that for the last 2-3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I think some things seem to be harder to catch than others, right? You think about a frisbee, right? Somebody throw a frisbee at you, or throw a frisbee up in the air and that's just coming back down. That's the hardest thing to try to do. The hardest thing to try to do is to catch it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if you're younger than not younger than 90, you still got a chance at love. I'm just playing. Really, anybody got a chance at love. But those things are so hard to catch, though. Those things are so hard to find, right? I give the analogy about throwing a frisbee up in the air and then as it's coming down. You ever looked at a frisbee as it's coming down after being thrown up high in the air? Could you really catch that frisbee? Be honest. But the possibility of it doing that was in your hands, though. You had the frisbee all along. Ooh, that's deep. you have to think what is needed to be great in a relationship is already in the palm of your hand. It's already in you. Some things outer come in and influence that, but genuine love and having a genuine heart is two of the main ingredients, to a successful relationship, I think. Of course, you can go upstairs a little bit, and of course, you have the Lord who work those things together. But I also think that you intuitively were born with a specialness inside of you that was compatible for another person. But sometimes your experiences, by putting your spirit with the wrong spirit, tampers your ability to believe again. Which. Sometimes people my age, what I'm saying, like, we look at the older people and we be like, man, I'm jealous of you. Shoot, it's rough out here. But one of the greatest things that I ever heard from a person that was older, right? Now, these people, they bickered a lot. They didn't really argue, right? They bickered. And it was hilarious because it's like, you could tell they just have such a keen understanding of each other. It's just like, wow. But I think one of the things that I can remember from what one of my mentors in that time told me, who is the person who I'm speaking about now, he said that, if you buy a bird, right, is it really yours? I'm like, I mean, if I bought it from the store, I guess, right? I got the receipt, so it's mine. Yeah, technically. And he was like, no. Like, if you buy a bird, is it yours? I'm like, okay. He asked me this, so I'm obviously wrong here. And this guy was a very significant person to me, and still is to this day. And he said, no, if you put the bird in the cage, right? You put the bird in the cage and you close it. You know, that's what they do at the pet store. They put the bird already in his cage already for you. You know, and then you take the cage home, right? And now, are you afraid or not afraid to open that door? I'm like, I'm afraid to open that door. Like, you know, I just bought the bird. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go crazy in my house, right? And he said that fear comes from somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay. The fear of the unknown. I'm like, oh, okay. Because if you bought it, then that bird should be already domesticated and trained, you know what I'm saying, to be able to pretty much still stay still. I'm like, okay. But he said, now this is how you know that whatever it is, that this bird is yours. If you open the cage and it flies away, and then when it comes back, then that's how you know it's yours. You know, because that bird in its mind knows that there is no place else for it to go. You know, but if the bird flies out of the cage and never comes back, then the bird was never yours in the first place. I'm like, whoa, that's deep. You know, but like, I'm just thinking, you know, in a relationship standpoint, you know what I'm saying? When you think about, you know, Back to the Future with relationships, it's like, you know, it's a lot of people that's afraid to stay. So that cage, we've all let that cage stay open, right? You know, that cage can be resemblance of the heart, right? And we let many birds come fly in our cage and then fly out, but the gate is still open. You know what I'm saying? And you can sometimes just fall into the trap of, like, no one is sticking to staying. You know, no one wants me because all they want is what's inside, but don't really want to, you know, grow with the inside, if that makes sense. So I know back then they had a better discipline. I know they had a better, like, moral code about life and about marriage and things like that, stuff like that, you know. But I think that in this time right now, we can work diligently on developing ourselves to be that person that we really want. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the perfect time to develop yourself and to being that person that who you want to attract. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you want to be like. You know, if you saw you out in the street, would you want to talk to you? Would you want to holler at you? You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing what you know about yourself. So, yeah. You know, going back to the future is just meaning that there's something there in the past that is already in the future, but it's us as people now living today. You know, we're the future. Diane, what's going down? Caleb, Nelly, what's going down? Camille, what's happening? Facebook Live. And my viewers on Spreaker right now listening to this, whether you're driving or whether you you know, dancing around in the house because you know you can't go nowhere. You know, you already know. It's all love all across the board. But I guess my question to the viewers listening right now is, or to the people who's on right now, is, you know, what is something that was in the past in relationship that you wish you can bring back today? You know, what is that thing in the past about relationship that you wish that you can bring back today? Because that's going to be something that, you know, a lot of people don't ever want to think about, you know, the repercussions of some of their actions. But, you know, it is important to know that there is repercussions for your actions. Period. End of story. So, what is that thing in the past that you wish you can bring back to the future? You know, some people think, you know, chivalry is dead. You know, like, is chivalry dead? You know, do people even care, you know, about holding doors and bringing flowers? You know, about staying at home and watching Power. Yeah, so it's a lot that I want to experience, you know. Like, when I experienced my last couple situations and relationships, you know, it just wasn't keen, it wasn't ideal for me, it wasn't uplifting, it wasn't satisfying, and it wasn't fulfilling, you know. So, like, you know, the pain behind always having to use a moment for self-discovery, that's annoying too. Because it's like, I done self-discovered like 10 times. You know, but, you know, with your ability to be able to maintain a certain level of hope, you know, in a world where it seems like there is no hope, like, that's kudos to you. That's kudos to, you know, everybody who ever desires to want to be with somebody. And that's just me. That's just me. But all right, before I get into my next segment, I'm going to not debut. Song's already out. My song is called New York. I'm going to put it out, play it for y'all. And then when I come back after this break, we're going to get not into a little bit more Back to the Future. But then next, I'm going to tap into some words of inspiration, things that touched me that I want to share with you. And then after that, some closing remarks, and possibly some Q&A if we got time. But remember, you know, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Okay? New York, by me, your very own Simeon. Man, we had such big dreams, such big goals. I remember we talked about going to California together. Now I don't even know what happened, you know. Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Let's find Kobe from where he stay. I just want to fade away in that California sun rays. And with you, I'm stuck in the days. Staples Center, we should go play. Our love never negates. Everywhere we go, it's a stargaze. I ain't gon' front that you know that you're snapping like Kodak. And I know it's a big fact that New York, he got that. If I flew out to LA, would you come to where I stay? Take pictures on your Instagram, black emoji with your caption.
I swear, girl, I've been tripping, my game slipping. I bought 2 tickets to see Kyle Kuzma this season.
Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where you stay. You're the apple of my eye, why you stuck in the Big Apple? Ironically, we got iPhones and my favorite juice is a Snapple. Being there was hard to tackle, but it got easier every day. You flew out with white babe, but let me ask you, do he pray? Yes, I remember when up in the blue, we talked about everything that you've been through. Holding your hands while you cried on my shoulder, wiping your tears while stopping the coast. Asking you to court me had to be the hardest thing. I really thought that I found the one, but I guess that he's the one. I just need to know something, ayy. Do I need to stop trying, ayy? I just need to know something, ayy. So my love can turn away, but I know we're still friends till the very end. Just know that my intentions is everything that I mentioned.
I swear, girl, I've been tripping, my game slipping. Bought 2 tickets to see Kyle Kuzma this season.
Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, why you hang with Mr. New York? Our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where he stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where he stay. Our dreams to go to LA, our dreams to go to LA, our dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where he stay. Dreams to go to LA, Kobe from where he stay.
Oh yeah, that's your boy Simeon K, Simeon TV. That was my song New York. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Music, anything like that. You can even Shazam it. So I'm excited about everything new that's coming up right now. My new song dropping 4/27. Song is called I'm on the Way. If you follow me on any social media right now at Simeon TV, I need you to go on my story and I need you to help me pick a cover art. Jeez, is it that hard? Please do that today. And, if you do, and then when the song comes out, we're going to get some TikToks going, and the people with the best TikToks is going to get some COS sponsored headphones from me. COS, home and bred in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Wisconsin if not Milwaukee. And make sure that you do, please hashtag it at I'm on the way, and then hashtag Simeon TV Entertainment. All right, so we're back right now. Simeon TV live with the sauce. We last left off with talking about Back to the Future with relationships, right? So you're Back to the Future, right? We all seen that movie. We all seen what goes on in that movie, right? So now let's put 2 and 2 together, right? So for my married folks out there, if you're listening right now, I'm pretty sure you all can chime in one way or another. And please do. But, we got to somehow get our minds right. What do you mean, Simeon? What I mean is that if we want something, we got to be it. Right? If we want something, we got to be it. Think about that. If you want to play basketball, then you have to be a basketball player. It doesn't take a rocket science, right? So now let's think about it. You want somebody who work out, right? You want somebody that work out, but are you working out? You knew where I was going with that. Y'all knew where I was going with that. Do you work out? Do you hit them push-ups, them sit-ups, them curls? Do you hit them squats? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. From time to time, I do, and from time to time I don't. I try to work out maybe 2-3 times a week. But I think that the more that we start to do what we want to attract to us, then we're not gonna be surprised because we've already kind of been in motion with that anyway. So, what are some of your things that you're doing now that you hope that your future partner do? Ooh, that's a good one. What are some things that you're doing now that you hope that your future partner do? It could be, you want somebody who know how to listen. Are you a good listener? Spit facts with yourself. Do you cut people off? Can you stand criticism when people give it to you? Cause I can tell you right now, like your partner is probably going to tell you things that you don't want to hear. But if you already if you can't handle it, then you know what I'm saying, it's like, what? Like what am I even here for? You know what I'm saying? Like what am I even here for? And those of you that's on Facebook Live right now, I'm sorry. I got a random phone call. So if that just paused me or interrupted your broadcast, then that's why. Anyway, so if you're on Facebook Live right now, this question's for you. Again, you can follow me at Simeon. If you find me, you definitely get access to my lives. If you're a Spreaker listener right now, listening to me audibly, then that access is there for you to if you're into more than just, yeah, you know what I mean. So what are you doing now that you hope that your future partner do? Dominique Ritchie, what's going on? Tykeesh, what's going on? So what are you doing now that you hope that your partner do? So what I'm doing now is, I'm working out, right? I'm reading. I got a book that I'm reading by John Hope Bryant called Love Leadership, which is a good book. It's a good book. It's dealing with how to lead in times of fear, right? Like how to lead in a time of fear. So, put that in perspective too. But anyway, so reading is something that I'm doing right now because I would like to be able to, read with my partner. You know what I'm saying? Of course, working out is what I do. I really like just being creative and starting new things and being and doing new things. So it's like, if I have the ability to do new things and to brainstorm with my partner, then I think that's lit because, I'm able to, build something that can last forever. You know what I'm saying? Not only just in heart, but in deed. So what is something that you're doing now or what is something that you have done that has attracted your partner to you? If you've been with somebody for a long time or quite a while. I know that also there is a negative side to that. You can attract people that do nothing because you not doing nothing. And excuse me if you hear this squeaky chair. I'm working on getting a new chair. So, what are some things that you've done if you've been with somebody for a while? To attract your partner. You know where I'm going with all this? We're going back to the future, people. We're going back to the future. We ain't playing these games no more. You feel me? What we doing today is we're trying to acknowledge what is something that what do we really want? What do we really want? Or are you just going to just accept anything because you just doing anything? And on Facebook Live, man, I got Austin Her in the building. Oh my gosh. What is going on today? So yeah, we going back to the future, y'all. What we're doing is we're trying to expose ourselves to the new self that's about to be birthed. If you're listening to this right now, we're exposing our old self to our new self. And in order for you to have a new person that's going to love you and treat you with the respect you need, then you need to, become that person who you love and respect for your own self. And then the more effort that you put in, right? The more effort that you put in to you becoming a better person is going to create you to be the best person. Ooh, let me say that again. The more effort that you put in to being a better person, the more you will become the best person for somebody who is the best person. So, what are some things that you got going on right now that you hope that your partner do? Do you work out? Do you cook? Because some of these people don't even know how to cook. I know. I almost shot myself. I know how to cook. Breakfast do count. You know what I'm saying? A round of applause to all the people that know how to cook. Because if you don't know how to cook, then I don't know how you surviving during this quarantine anyway. Justin Garrison, what's going down? Facebook Live. Tatiana, what's going on? Facebook Live. So, before I get into my words of inspiration, I feel like I'm almost emptying the chamber on this segment here. The ability for you to see and believe what you want to see and believe in real life just only means that you have to first see it in yourself first. Everything that you do has to count, right? So everything that you're allowing for yourself to happen, you have to make sure that whatever is happening even count. Do this even count? Which means that if it even counts, then you should be proud of your day to day. You should be proud of what you becoming then. But if you're not proud, then you're doing things that don't count. You know what I'm saying? And then the more that you get into the things that you care about the most, especially about the partner who you want to have in the future, your future husband, wife, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you fall in line with. You got to make sure that they love what they do and that they're doing things that count themselves as well. So your eyes got to be real keen to what's going on. You got to be open to it. You feel what I'm saying? And excuse me about my audio issues hitting the microphone. I'm just too excited. Shout out to all my Spreaker listeners right now, who's listening audibly right now. Go to the link right now if you want to hear it audibly. Download this show, because this is a great show. And then play it back, because I said some pretty juicy things so far. So, little word of inspiration. So all this is going to somehow tie in. Then after that, I got closing remarks. So I'll be ending the show pretty soon. But stay with me. Stick with me. Because I'm telling you, what I'm about to say is going to be ready for you. It's going to be for you. Because you're listening right now, so that means this is for you. So we're all born with a gift. We're all born with some sort of innate desire to do something bigger than ourselves. There's something in you that wants to be great in the greatest way, right? But do any of us really truly know what our gift is? Like, you had to ask yourself, what is my gift? Could you say it? Could you repeat it could you answer your own question? oh man, what is my gift? You know, what is going on? Wow, you know, like what is, who am I? You ever had to ask that? You ever had to ask that question before? Like, who am I? The heck? But that's a really good question. Because some people don't even know. It took me a minute to know. You know, I remember when I was younger asking that question. So you know what I did? I just, you know, joined sports. I did a lot of sports. And I was just like, you know what, I could be a football player. So I did football. Oh, I could be a track runner. So I did track. Oh, I could be a power lifter. I could be a basketball player. I did all the sports. And found out that I wasn't going to be truly great at any of them. So that scratched that off. No sports for Simeon. You know, but in a long list of just experiences and self-discovery, I literally tried everything. I tried everything. At one point, I was trying to be a pastor. And then at one point, I was trying to, you know, be an NBA player. At one point, I tried to be, you know, a businessman for a company that sold products. Even going down to teaching. I was a teacher for 3 years. Worked for the Boys and Girls Club, COA. These are all nonprofit organizations. In case viewers in any other state that's listening right now don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I did those things. I jumped on those things. And it still wasn't hitting. Like, it wasn't hitting at all. You know, but I always had this desire, you know, for the microphone. Like, I was always born. Like, I remember like every single time. Like, you know, my mom would tell me I was born with a mic in my hand. You know, but the thing is that microphone, I always thought was just a figure of speech. But really, I notice now, like, I love microphones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love microphones. I can just stare at microphone. I go to the microphone section in Best Buy right now and just be over there and just look. You know, so when you associate microphones, you have to associate what is a microphone used for. It's used for the voice. And then now I look at everything that I'm establishing and looking to build, and everything requires it to be with me talking. I said earlier in this broadcast, you know, that I'm an extrovert and I recharge around people. You know, I'm always talking. I love talking. And if you're like that, you know, then you understand, right? If you're like that, then you understand. Ray Harrison, what's going on? Facebook Live. So, as I learned about my craft, right? As I learned about the gift that was instilled in me, not knowing that me being in high school, you know, me being on the debate team was a thing for me. Third place on that. Oh my gosh. Accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Hosting events, shaking hands with people. Like, these are the things that I'm keen on, but I was applying my gift and my talent in places where it didn't belong. You know, some of us is talented at many things, but we're in the wrong environment for our talent. We're in the wrong environment for our talent. So that's why we feel drained, because You know, our water is in the wrong. Our water is in the wrong well. Ooh, our water is in the wrong well, and people is pulling from that water, draining you. So fast forward, you know, now it's like what I'm doing now. I'm making sure that it's centered around what I'm good at. Anything involving this microphone, I am great at. From music to hosting to doing something like this, having my own show, podcast. You know, speaking in front of people is nothing to me. You know, so that's where that's something that we all have to learn and grow and agree with within ourselves is, am I in the right environment for my gift? And if you're not, then you better find where you belong. If you're not, then you need to find where you belong. You know, sometimes my mouth get me in trouble. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I can say things that, you know, isn't really quite pleasing, you know, to the average person when it comes down to things that I may feel at the time, right? Now, I have really good self-control. You know, I'm a well-tempered guy. I don't get upset too easy. You know, I'm pretty laid back. You know, but if something's bothering me to the point where I have to say something, then best believe it would have gone through many filtrations before it gets finally spoken out. It took a while for me to get like that. I used to just say whatever I want and I didn't care what you thought. Devontae was going down, Facebook Live. Joel Lee was popping, man. And my viewers at home, of course, listening, Spreaker live audibly. All right, so these things that I'm learning about myself, I had to learn how to apply it, and therefore it brought me more clarity about my life and where I belong. And at least I have joy in knowing that I'm in the right path. I may not be making all the money in the world. You know, I may not be popping on the gram. You know, but I know who I am. While most people don't, you know, it makes people like me think, oh, I got an advantage. You know, but I think that's not really my heart. You know, I think my heart right now at this point is to help other people realize who they are. And that's what this podcast, that's what this show is all about at the end of the day. That's normally where my heart leans, is when I can just help other people realize who they are. But if you're not willing to listen, then that's different. I read in one of the greatest book of all time. You know, you can reference this as I say this. You know, a man's gift will bring him before great men and give him favor. So, you know, not a man's skill, not a man's talent, you know, but a man's gift. So, you know, find out where your gift belongs and place yourself in that environment. And then watch how you will start to succeed and grow. Everything that you're looking for will just come to you. You know, everything that you're looking for will just come to you. Because you're in your garden. You're in your garden. Everything is accessible to you just because you're in alignment with your gift. You know, if you're not in alignment with your gift, then of course, you know, it's not going to be the same things when you're working at a bank, but really you're supposed to be a doctor. You're working at the bank and you're really supposed to be a carpenter. You have to find where your gift belongs. All right, so that's definitely my word of inspiration right there. Hope you guys love that segment right there. I'm going to jump into some closing remarks. Different things that I have coming up that you guys want to like and subscribe. That'd be lit. And then of course, Q&As. I'll have that ready and set up for you if we have enough time. But I'm having fun today. I hope you are. This is Simeon K, Simeon TV. Going on yet another break. Playing yet another song by me. Again, if you are an artist and if you're on this live or if you know any other artists, please send me that music. I would like to build a playlist of different artists in the city who, could and should promote their music, because it's a lot of great things coming out of this city. If you're not from this city, you haven't been to Milwaukee, you need to come to Milwaukee right now. Not now, because obviously it's too much going on, but definitely if you can come when everything's all fine and dandy, visit Milwaukee. It's a great city, But it's your boy, Simeon K, Simeon TV. It's my song, Way Back. It's unreleased. Playing this just for the viewers listening today, because you guys are special to me. We'll be on the lookout for April 27th for my new big, gigantic release of my new single called I'm On The Way. It's your boy, Simeon.
In the days
Oh yeah, as you already know, it's your boy Simi IK, Simi TV, and I'm back. And I'm back live with the sauce. You know, I really hope people understand that I'm gonna do what it takes for me to be happy in this world. I'm gonna do what it takes to be happy in this world. And I don't care what you think about it. I don't care what you think about it. I'm gonna do what it takes to be happy in this world. Period. End of story. And if you ain't got that type of drive, then I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to go and quarantine your mind. If that's the case. You need a total cleanse. Because you can't be something in this world, then you have to assess where you at in general. You know what I'm saying? Like it really don't make sense for you to keep walking day by day aimlessly, not knowing what you got to be doing. Like you have to come to a point where you have to sit down with yourself and get a plan. You know, what is your plan? Then from there, you straight. You know what I'm saying? You straight. You straight. You straight. Because in order for things to work, it has to have a checkpoint. In order for you to want to start in your car to get in there and go, you have to have a destination, i.e. checkpoint. Again, it's your boy Simi IK, Simi TV. Live with the sauce. App coming soon. Share this broadcast right now. Show some love. Send some hearts. You know, we talked from the intro of me. We done went into the stimulus about these checks. Whew, $1,200, man. Back to the future with relationships. I mean, look, y'all stuck with me all the way. Y'all stuck with me all the way, and I appreciate y'all. Even from word to look, if you aren't where your gift belongs, then of course you're miserable. That's the only reason why you're miserable. So, learn how to give yourself a chance. You know, learn how to give yourself and others a chance. So, in closing, for my remarks, getting ready to run out of time here. You know, the seed that you sow is important. And then the water that goes on the seed that you planted is important as well. You know, everything that you do could be looked at like a spell. You know, because what you really want could sometimes be hard to tell. You see, your dreams are bigger than your reality, and sometimes your reality looks like your fatality. You know, the glimmer of hope that you receive are things that you hope that you can still bleed. But it's important to know that if you got God, you just got to get on your knees. And the more things that you do allows you more things to experience. You know, and you have to collect just like how you collect a car. And as you continue to grow and see yourself mature into the flower in which you are supposed to be, you will realize that really the world is just as big as a sea as it really is to you in your life as you see it now. So give yourself a fighting chance. These are the things that we should know about ourselves and about you. Because you matter. You matter. All right, well, that's me. It's your boy, Simeon, aka Simeon TV. I love what I do, and I do it well. Remember, follow me on all social media platforms at Simeon TV. Feel free to inbox me and message me about anything that you heard today. If you have any questions, hit me up. My new song, I'm on the way, is dropping 4/27, 2020. You know, shout out Tater Don for the mix. Shout out Kid Ocean for the beat. You know, and everything else is going to come together just like it is for me. It's going to come together for you. So stick with it. Don't get lost in the sauce, but instead be live with the sauce. It's your boy Simeon TV, signing out.